it's Jess. Welcome back to the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I'm recapping episode 8 of Insecure, Lowkey Happy. I am so happy with this episode. I want to start by saying I really did not know that I was going to feel like doing a recap this week. I didn't know whether or not it was appropriate. What actually pushed me to do it was Natasha Rothwell, who plays Kelly, wrote this episode and put out a statement saying, it doesn't feel right to promote a comedy show right now, given the state of things in our community. But, we did this for you guys. We hope that it will be something to, take your mind off of things or, give you a break and show the humanity of Black people. And I think they executed that so well without even knowing what was going to be happening in the world when they created this episode. I think that's why so many of us really took to it to the extent that we did. Not that on its own it wasn't a really good episode, but it was a visual cleansing, given the way that we have seen in the past forever, but especially the past week or so, the way that we have seen Black bodies treated with this lack of humanity. I think it was really refreshing to see, first of all, the cinematography. Insecure cinematography is always stunning, but there was something extra special about this episode juxtaposed with what we're currently seeing on our timelines. So it was very visually soothing, like a visual cleanser for the palate or something. I don't know, but I'm happy that we had that kind of as a visual break. And also from an entertainment standpoint, I'm really happy that the episode started with Issa falling on her ass, wearing what was that top? Was it a blazer? And then it was cut across here. I don't know about that top, y'all. Issa has worn some questionable things on this show, but that top, what was that? Also, in addition, I just want to say I'm going to put some links to some ways that you can support the efforts in the Black community right now, some bailout funds, some links for allies to learn how to be better allies. So that will be in the episode description when I post this. So let's jump right in. This episode, we got to see a post-mortem of Issa and Lawrence's relationship. When I think back on it, I know we're 4 seasons deep, but I don't ever remember seeing this part of Issa and Lawrence's relationship. I don't think we ever saw when things were good between them. So seeing that they had this really great rapport where it seems like they were actually best friends, it kind of gave you a different perspective of what they were walking away from when they ended their relationship. And there were all these moments of, don't forget I know you, but then also, well, yeah, but I've also changed. And I really enjoyed seeing that, seeing the character growth in both of them. Issa was still her awkward self. Again, she busted her ass hard when she walked into that bar, but she also exuded a different level of confidence, like when they went to the second spot and she was ordering the food. We've never seen Issa be that eloquent before, and even Lawrence noticed it. And, the fact that Lawrence could order them like a Black car lift. Lawrence couldn't do that shit. Lawrence ain't had no job, So there were all these opportunities for both of them to see the growth in each other and to show how their self-awareness has developed with each other. And I thought that that was so amazing. But I also think that rapport that they have, when you have that with someone, it takes a while to build that kind of organically. And I think that rapport is why people stay in relationships or why they go back to relationships, because that level of comfort with someone, that familiarity, it takes a while to build, and it seems like a better idea to just like stay where you are than to do the work of building that with someone new. So I think that that's a little bit dangerous. And I'm going to tell y'all now, I can't say that I want to see them back together, but I was really happy with the way both of them handled things. And I have to say, I was really nervous to see Condola calling Lawrence while he was out with Issa, because it was just like, wow, these niggas will really play in your face. And I immediately was like, Lawrence, what is you doing? Don't be out here with Issa if you still kicking it with Condoleezza Rice. Like, we deserve better. But I was also really happy to see that he wasn't really hiding it from Issa, and Issa was aware, and they had a conversation about it, and he, was like, I don't really know where we're going, we're communicating right now, whatever. Yeah, I can't say that even after seeing how cute they are together with their double entendres and her knowledge of his parents and the fact that they always go on these cruises, I don't know that that's enough to want them back together. To my notes. What I really enjoyed too, when it comes to self-awareness, when Lawrence tells Issa that he realizes that he actually really likes being on a team and he actually really likes executing someone else's idea. Do you know what it takes to come to that conclusion? And the fact that he says, Issa's like, I thought that you wanted to build your own shit and that you really enjoyed being in charge. And he's like, I think I felt that way because I was supposed to. That is so profound, because I think a lot of us are operating in ways based on what we think that we're supposed to feel or what we're supposed to do. And if you never question the nature of your reality, you could ultimately be living out someone else's dream anyway, because you're not really doing what you want to do so much as you're doing what you feel like you're supposed to. I think especially in our community, we are so hell-bent on entrepreneurship and home ownership and this and this and this. And for a while, I know me personally, I felt like I was somehow failing as a Black adult because I don't own a home. I live in New York, I rent. And my mom had to have a conversation with me to say, but your life is not what your friend's life is. You don't have to own a home to be an actual adult. And I was really in a space where I felt like I was not necessarily good enough because I didn't own a home and don't even have the means to start that process if I want to. But that's just not my life, and that's just not my path. And I think as adults, especially at our age, when you are in your late 20s, early 30s, you start to kind of, if you have the awareness to, you start to kind of back up and say, am I doing these things because I want to or because I feel like I'm supposed to? And I thought that it was so profound that Lawrence expressed that and that he came to that realization. I was also really embarrassed for Issa when TSA Bay rolled up because, wow. And oh my God, did y'all's heart not drop when it looked like Lawrence was dipping on the date when, Issa proposed, oh, have you been to Art Walk? And he was like, you enjoyed it. And he left. I was like, oh my God, no. I felt like it was happening to me. It's like, no, y'all are having so much fun. So when he came back, I genuinely let out a sigh of relief. The scene at the Art Walk, oh my God, such beautiful cinematography. And I think this is also what I mean when I say Black people want nothing more in the world than to be left alone, because when we're left alone to create and to do as we please, we create such amazing shit. And this was such an example of that. Again, I cannot get over the cinematography of this show. So yeah, I thought that the conversations they were having at the Art Walk when Issa was saying, I think happiness is a choice. And we see that when she gets to Lawrence's house. I was like, Issa, I see you. Be a bold bitch. Shoot your shot. Y'all know I don't know anything about sports ball. None of the sports balls. None of them. But somebody was like, shoot your shot from half court, nothing but net. That's how you clear a bitch, Issa. I was so here for Issa saying, but what if I wanted to stay? She knew that Lawrence was still communicating with Condola. And I like that they were both kind of setting each other up a little bit, because she started making jokes about his apartment. Like, girl, low-key, you was just trying to get in there. I see what you doing. And I like it. Okay. And he's like, give her a minute. I'm about to show you my spot. Again, these opportunities to really see this is what I have been doing in the ways that I have grown since we've been apart, and I think that's something that some of us kind of really hope for in a way, is to show an ex, check me out now. Even if you don't want that person back, it's really cool to just be able to show them you might be missing out, just FYI. I thought it was cute, and I really appreciated Issa's boldness. Issa was like, this is what I want, and I don't want to leave. I'm not ready for the night to end. You make me happy, and let's do this. I really, really love that. And I would like to see more of us, and I'm talking to myself here, I would like to see more of us be bold enough to say what we really want in relationships, and especially when it comes to sex. I've been talking about that all week, last week, on my platform, namely on Instagram. Check me out at Not Carrie Bradshaw. This show has done a really good job this season of showing women really exercising their autonomy and their agency when it comes to sex. If they're not enjoying it, they're letting guys know they're not enjoying it. If they want to try something new, they're letting their partners know they want to try something new. And for Issa to say, like, this is what I want in this moment, I was so here for it. Because, again, I think it shows her growth as a character and as a woman. Like, girl, go for it. That sex seemed really final to me. It felt like closure. Even, when they woke up the next morning and she said, so San Francisco, and he's like, yeah, are you gonna miss me? It felt really final. It felt like, okay, now we can walk away from this being in a better place with each other, and I wish you the best. I even enjoyed that she walked home alone, because I'm all about a stride of pride instead of a walk of shame. Okay, honey, get to it if you want to. I thought that was super dope. Low-key, I think Condola might be pregnant, because why else was she blowing up his phone like that? Like, I don't know, we never saw Condola be that, pressed. So I really kind of want to know what was up with that. I also want to know which painting Lawrence purchased at the art walk. I feel like there's something to that painting. There's something to the one that he chose, and I kind of hope they circle back to that. Because I feel like maybe it says something about their relationship, because they both were like, oh, I don't know what I think about this one. And let me just say this about art. I'm not an artsy-fartsy person. A lot of times I really don't understand art, and I sometimes will look at it really hard because I'm trying to pick up on the brilliance that everyone else sees, and I'm just like, I'm not a deep artsy-fartsy person, so I'm really curious to see which photo they landed on, or which painting they landed on. Yeah, I think that was it. I rewatched this episode. Obviously, I always rewatch the episode the next day because I want to make sure that I'm capturing everything that I thought while I was live tweeting it. I was really happy with this episode, and like I said, I think it's just something that we needed to see, and the entire cast seemed a little bit like, is this something we should be doing right now? It was absolutely something that we needed as a community, and shouts out to them. And I also want to encourage y'all, I said this a while ago, but I'm going to reiterate it. Natasha Rothwell is hilarious. She has an episode on a sketch show on Netflix called Characters. She's brilliant. Please go watch that if you can. I mean, if you're still quarantining, which is like, a deadly virus ain't got shit on racism, but a lot of us still are practicing social distancing. So if you have the time, I highly recommend that show. I'll put a link to it in the episode description if I can. I also just want to leave you guys saying that if you watch the previews for the next episode, I'm disappointed if it actually looks like what it looks like, which is that Issa reaches out to Molly. I'm not looking forward to the next episode, but whatever, fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. I hope that you are somehow finding a way to take care of yourself and to feel good. I'm having a little bit of a struggle right now being away from my family, but I still, wanted to do this because it's a part of what makes me feel normal and safe, is to check in with you guys every week. I'm also looking at something special to do for the season finale, and also what show we can talk about as a collective next, because the next episode of Insecure is going to be the season finale. So drop down in the comments, let me know what you guys would like to see me review moving forward. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Again, I'm having kind of a hard time right now, so like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also, I'm wearing my Good Sis's shirt, God's favorite homegirl. If you want to support this platform, I'm putting a link in my episode description about this as well. So see you guys soon. Thank you.